So after a long, overwhelming day of school or work, you end up scrolling and scrolling. And the more you repeat that every single day, the more you get resentful of it. Well, here are 3 habits that are going to help you get back your evenings. I used to scroll and waste every single evening, and now I barely touch my phone or scroll on social media anymore. And this has completely changed my life. So let's get into it. But quick important disclaimer, getting back your evenings and using your evenings well in a productive way does not mean you need to do something that is extraordinary, productive, and disciplined. It definitely does not mean you need to do hard work, because otherwise you're going to burn out. You already are low energy after a long day of work, of homework, of school. So obviously you cannot think that you need to get back your evenings by doing more of that. Instead, in this video, the habits that I'm going to share are going to be even more effective for you in the long term. They are going to make you burn out less and make your life easier and reduce that burnout, stress, cortisol that you get on a day-to-day basis. So the habits that I'm going to share are just things that are very simple to do that are going to be very, very impactful in the long run, because they're going to compound the more you do them. You're going to get life-changing results from them, because the more you implement these every single evening, the more they're going to compound massively over time. Because literally, the reason why you scroll until 3 a.m. and waste your evening is not because you're incapable to be disciplined and be productive all the time, but it's because you haven't built a routine, a specific one that you can replace scrolling on your phone. And by replacing the time that you use to consume content with healthier habits, this is the easiest way to maintain habits in the long run. This is how habits are formed the easiest. So yeah, no more yapping. Here are the 3 habits that will help you stop wasting your evenings and change your life. First habit. The reason why we scroll in the first place is because we are trying to numb ourselves from whatever it is, from our emotions, from our problems, because they are too overwhelming. And what a better way to just give yourself that boost of dopamine so you can feel better temporary. That's why you just grab your phone and open TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and just scroll endlessly. And before you even know it, it's already 3 a.m. All this happens because we haven't given ourselves to process our emotions, to face our emotions, to face the discomfort of looking at our problems. So I know it's difficult, but you really need to replace that habit. Instead of scrolling, I really suggest you to implement journaling. So what I want you to do is to just write about your day. It doesn't need to be something very complicated. And then as you do that, you can spot all the tiny problems, things that triggered you, that put you on a bad mood. Really, before you even touch that phone, ask yourself, do I really need to do this? Because all I'm doing is just numbing myself by scrolling on the phone in the first place. So I really need to resolve that. I need to process my emotion and stop continuing this bad coping mechanism of every time I feel uncomfortable, sad, alone, I'm going to distract myself and feel better temporarily with that boost of dopamine that I get when I'm scrolling. Once you have written down all the things that triggered you, that put you on a bad mood, slowly but surely, if you do this every single day, by not only writing down what triggered you, but also naming the emotion you're feeling and allow yourself to feel it fully, and let yourself cry for as much time you want, by not criticizing yourself, by not putting yourself down for having these negative emotions. This is how you're going to gain the most important skill in life that I think a lot of people lack, which is emotional regulation. And not only that, the bonus benefit that it's going to give you is that it's going to also give you a better sleep. And again, this is going to change your life for the better, because sleep is one of those things that people underestimate so much. The reason why I go to sleep and wake up at the same time every single day, including weekends, and I sleep for 9 hours, is because of this. I listen to a lot of podcasts about sleep, and I realized that if you miss a sleep for even one day, if you undersleep for, I don't know, 5 hours, that is going to give you more cortisol for the next 3 days. And you're going to have this sleep debt built up. It's not something that you can just ignore and say, yeah, the next day I'm going to sleep for 8 hours. Like, no, you need to actively recover the 3 hours that you missed. In order for a person to operate at its highest potential, its highest, best energy, is by getting 8 hours of sleep every single day. So what does journaling your emotions and processing and regulating your emotions have to do with sleep? Basically, the reason why you struggle with sleeping, you cannot sleep immediately, and it takes you so many hours to sleep, is because you may have some unprocessed emotions. So your brain at night is trying to process that. Plus, the stress, the cortisol that it gives you when you don't immediately feel your emotions and process them, it really messes up your sleep because you're not going to sleep with high cortisol. So that's why journaling is very important. And once you replace that with scrolling, everything's going to change for you. And that's how you get back your evenings. But this habit is nothing compared to the next one, which leads to the second habit. So I think that this is something no one really talks about. But it's something that I personally do every single day before going to sleep because it has really changed the way I see evenings. Thanks to this habit, I really realized that evenings are not for scrolling, are truly for resetting your energy, make you feel more relaxed, because the more you scroll, the more your cortisol levels are going to get higher. Your brain is going to get fried by the amount of stimuli and dopamine it gets, which is putting your legs up against the wall. I don't know if you've ever heard of this practice, but it really helps your body to calm itself down, because, well, in the other hand, journaling is going to help calm your mind and relax itself more and process your emotions. Putting your legs up against the wall is truly something that is going to calm your body instead, your nervous system. And that's where the huge shift lies, because sometimes your body feels tense. You know that feeling of feeling restless, as if your body is pushing you to do something to, I don't know, get more dopamine from scrolling. So in order to calm our nervous system and make our body feel less tense, no amount of journaling is going to help that much, because all of that is for the brain. So in order to do that, you need to obviously lay on bed and only put your legs up against the wall. This is going to improve your blood flow. It's going to slow your heart rate and breathing naturally. And it signals safety to the body. It reduces that fight or flight, the restless mode that you feel. So if you combine journaling, that is going to relax your mind, help you enter in a much healthier and safer and calmer mental state, with this practice of putting your legs up against the wall, which is going to calm your body, your nervous system, heart rate, like you have the perfect combo. It's going to fully reset your energy. This is, I think, the best way to spend your evenings. But again, if you find these practices too boring and you cannot control yourself to stop scrolling and choose two practices instead that are so boring, because I get it, your mind naturally gravitates toward the thing that is going to give you the most amount of dopamine in the fastest, easiest way possible, which is scrolling on your phone. So something that is going to help you, which leads to the third habit that really helped me, is the fact that I also find myself wanting to watch movies before going to sleep. So instead, I crafted this habit system, whatever you want to call it, that has worked every single time, which is replacing scrolling with a podcast, with a song that is relaxing. And the keyword here is to find something that you love listening to. For example, I love putting handpan music from this channel called Malte Martin. They calm my nervous system so much, and I play it while I'm journaling. So every time I want to scroll on my iPad or phone, I just go on YouTube, go to this channel and play some music. That literally leads me to grab my journal and actually write down things to process my emotions and all this stuff. I promise you, if you stick to this for 1 month, it'll completely change your life, your sleep schedule also. The probability of you scrolling is going to reduce drastically. At the end of the day, are just tiny habits like these that are going to eventually produce the most results in the long run. If you like this video, surely you're going to like also this, because today people's brains are fried. I'm going to get you out of brain rot once and for all.